Hello, hello, all. Thank you for joining us again on the Almost Brothers podcast. Hey, will you do us a favor? If this podcast has meant something to you and encouraged you, will you consider becoming a monthly supporter? You could do $3, $5, $8, or $10 a month. What this does is this helps financially support the podcast so that we can continue to put out content and help better serve you. So if you would, down in the show notes, you can click the link, support, and become a monthly member. We love you. New episode coming your way. Are you good? You gonna pass out and go to sleep or what?
You're not going to catch me going off on you
Get you go-
on this episode.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Don't come on here
Just because you press record.
Don't come on here with a big banana and pretend everything is peaches.
Calm down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Almost Brothers podcast. Oh, wait a second.
What's up? I'm Zeke, and thank you for joining the Almost Brothers podcast.
Make sure we get him in there a little bit. We'll have him on here in a minute. But right now, sitting across from me is not Richard or Tyler.
That's right. Everyone's favorite co-host.
They're going to be so mad. What's up, babe?
What's up?
What's up?
I should have said that.
That's what I should have done, is let you do the intro.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. How are you doing this lovely day? Glad to
Good.
have you on with me.
Glad to be on here.
Yeah. So on this episode, we're going to give a warning right now. It's not going to get crazy, but we're going to enter a topic today that may be sensitive for if you listen with your children in here, or if you are a younger person listening to this episode, you might want to go on to the next one.
Yeah, so our kids don't listen to this.
Yes. So Zeke, Journey, they've been listening. So don't listen to this episode.
Lee never listens.
Right. Yeah. But we are going to be talking today about what we like to call playing checkers.
I knew you would say that.
So if you don't get it, we're talking about, let's see how to
Let's talk about
exactly. We're going to talk about when a man and woman love each other. No, we're gonna kind of dive into this talk of intimacy, physical intimacy. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So, this was your idea for this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was really excited. I was like, that is a good idea of just me and you getting to get on here and talk about something that is a big part of all of our lives, you know, married or not, something that every person on the planet thinks about constantly, multiple times a day. You know, statistics say that, especially men, you know, it says we think about playing checkers every 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, so yeah, I just wanted to start out by kind of starting on the subject, especially if you've been together for a long time. Like, we've been married for 18 years.
Yeah.
You know, so of course that's a huge part of our life. So I know one thing is how to be honest with your partner about.
Well, first I want to back up.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You're just like a run-on sentence.
Oh, my
you're
bad.
Just like,
Okay.
like take
Well,
a breath.
Okay. Well,
Dang.
you direct it. Okay. Go
No,
ahead.
I wanted to talk about this because it's so much harder as we get closer with couples.
Yeah.
As we, you know, bring in families into our lives, or we always find it almost as a problem.
Yeah.
Not so much a problem, but it goes much deeper than just that. That's a problem. You know, we don't play checkers. It's so much more deeper than that.
Yeah.
So it is like an intimacy problem, and I've just wanted to address it because it's not so much a corporate topic to talk about inside the church.
Right,
It's
almost-
very frowned upon.
Yeah, it almost becomes a taboo topic
Yeah.
to talk about.
But I definitely think it's needed in small groups, podcasts, books,
Yeah.
it's definitely needs to be talked about.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you think is the biggest thing that you've seen in talking with couples and your friends? And, we both kind of counseled people before, couples or whatever. So what would you say is the number one cause of that intimacy issue? Because we know that sex, it includes every aspect of our life.
Yes.
And I think couples, they have problems in the bedroom, and they don't realize that stems from more than just the bedroom.
Yeah.
That stems
sure.
from you being romantic, you listening to your spouse, you having a relationship through the day. Are you texting back and forth? Are you talking? Are you happy to see one another?
Yeah.
Are you treating that other one right?
Everything, yes.
Yeah. So what is the biggest thing that you've seen in the couples that you've talked to that kind of
Definitely communication.
Yeah.
Just being honest. And also like what you said because people think, oh, well, we just have to kind of go into it. But if you're not on the same page and you just are annoyed, like that's already not
Right.
a good start.
Right. That's not a good way to go about it.
No, it's not. So like for me, I always think communication is a big one. Like you need to be on the same length, but you also need to have fun.
Yeah.
Like if you're just waking up every day miserable and tired of life and you're depressed, and of course you're not going to want to be intimate and then it lead into playing checkers.
Yeah.
Like
That's good, because it seems like especially couples that have been together for a while, they stop having fun with one another.
yeah.
You almost feel like it's something that you shouldn't be doing. Like it's a bad thing, especially in Christian circles. We think,
Oh,
oh
yeah,
my gosh,
yeah.
that's a bad thing. Like, no, it's a good
And
thing. Like,
sometimes we can get around them and it's not that we're like judging, but you can just tell. Like,
yeah,
do y'all even like each other?
right. Outside, yeah, because especially when everybody else sees it,
Right.
it's like, man, y'all don't even act like you like each other in front of people, much
Right.
less behind the scenes. So I don't know how
And
y'all
some
even.
people just automatically want to cut that off and go straight to, oh, well, it's already going down the drain.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can turn things around.
Oh yeah, it's not a hard, difficult thing to fix.
Right.
Just communicating and enjoying one another's company, that leads into that.
Yes.
It's not. I think a lot of men, especially men in the church, it's, oh, well, wives submit to your husband. They think they can go out, ignore their wife,
Yeah.
go to work, come home. All right, let's go. And they're
Right,
just
right.
rared to go. Like, no, that's not how life works.
Right.
Like you've got to be romantic with your wife. Like I always tell people this, continue dating after you're married.
Right. That's a big thing. Yeah.
Because what happens is couples, they stop chasing each other because, oh, we're together. It's already, we're married.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to be romantic, trying to do surprises and little things. Hey, I was thinking about you today. I got this for you.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I miss you. Or, sending pictures to one another, just texting one another. They stop chasing one another. So then it gets boring and it gets, oh, well, we're already married. Like I don't have to even try anymore. And then that goes into the bedroom. It's the same thing. It's just
Right.
like, okay, let's do it. Let's play checkers and that's it. Instead of enjoying one another, and you go back to the Bible and be fruitful and multiply. That was God's first commandment.
Right.
That's the first thing he told Adam and Eve. Hey,
Yeah.
get together,
Get to going.
get to the
Get to
checkers.
playing
You
checkers.
know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing. Like it's a good thing because it's a God thing.
Yeah.
God created this. There's a
Right.
reason why it's so amazing and awesome and fantastic. God created it. He created it for good. But what we've allowed the world to do is pervert it to now it's
Yeah.
something bad. This is
That's
why
so
we don't
true.
talk about it in church. This is why we don't talk about it in small groups. This is why we refuse to even bring it up or say anything about it, because we feel like it's a taboo thing, instead of going, hey, let's embrace this. Married couples, it is something that is in this relationship between man and woman in a marriage. Like that's what it's meant for. So if you are in that, enjoy it, have fun.
Right.
Like stop stop making it a chore and make it something you enjoy
yeah,
doing.
they always think where you talk about the intimacy part, they always think it's some sort of like foreplay.
Right.
And like that's not the case at all.
Yeah.
Like when we laugh at each other's jokes or we're just being silly or like acts of service or just doing something for one another, that can be intimacy.
Oh, absolutely. I know you've told me before, like when I think it might have been Sissy, it might have been Bubby actually, when he was a baby and I was holding him one morning, it was like 3 a.m. and you said, babe, there is nothing sexier than seeing you just holding him at 3 a.m.
Right.
Like just being a dad.
Yeah. Just being a dad. Yeah.
Like that, there's nothing better than watching you play with the kids.
Right. Because on the other hand, you have toxic relationships and like, I don't get it, but I guess some people, I don't know, but I would rather have someone that's there being a dad, being a good husband, going to all these events with me, kid events or, just doing stuff as a family. Like I would rather have that than someone that is so toxic and running away from me or like cussing me out or, you name it. I would rather have all that over any of the other negative stuff to just play checkers with.
Right.
That would get you, that would be intimacy for me.
Yeah. That it's a whole package and not just one. And that's where people get it so mixed up. And that's where we have this culture of just go and do it. Just go and do it with whoever.
Right.
We don't realize that there's so much that goes into it, that you are soul tied to that person.
Yeah.
Like there is a piece of you that is tied to that person because it is a bond between man, woman, and God.
Yeah.
Like that is a covenant. That's what sex is. It's a covenant. So we've overlooked all the intimacy and all the love and all the affection for one another that goes into it on a day-to-day basis that ends in that moment of intimacy with one another. So we've overlooked that. So we get that and we're still not fulfilled and we're still not happy and we don't understand. I don't feel a connection to this person the way I feel like I should. Well, yeah, because you're having sex, but you're not being intimate with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So there's like nothing there.
No, it's just you're getting the good feeling of it without the actual deep connection of it. And that's not what it's meant for. So you got people in toxic relationships that's all they get out of it. So they're not fulfilled and they're like, well, I mean, that part's okay, but I just don't feel fulfilled. Well, no, of course not. Because you're not using it for what it's meant for.
Right.
So I know that's definitely one thing that I've ran into with all the couples is they struggle at that part because they struggle at all the rest of it. Like, well, do y'all go out on dates? Well, no, not really.
Yeah.
Well, do y'all hang out and do anything together? Oh, not really. It's just us and the kids, and we do stuff with the kids. It's like, so do y'all talk during the day? Well, I call her at lunch, for about 5 minutes. It's like, so do you do anything?
Yeah.
To make each other feel good during the day? Well, no, not really. Well, there's your problem.
Right.
That's the biggest thing is that. And then I found another problem is people have that, but then when they get into the bedroom, they don't communicate in the bedroom.
Yeah. So
you've got a husband that wants this or wants this, but they feel like they can't express that.
Right.
Out of shame or, and again, it goes back to having fun with your spouse.
Right.
If you are married, you're a man and woman and you are married, have fun, enjoy each other. Say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. And it is an embarrassing thing, no matter how long you've been together. It's always an embarrassing thing, but that's because we've allowed the world to pervert it instead of saying, no, this is awesome. Like, let's talk about what we want when that door is closed.
Yeah.
And,
or you get on like one hand, you get like men demanding it.
Yeah.
Or you get like, and then women just saying, no, I don't want it.
Yeah.
And then you have men that wants to communicate it with, your spouse and they don't.
Yeah.
So there's just so many levels of it could get complicated.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then even, like some that have been married for a while, you get so busy, you do have to like kind of communicate to schedule it.
And that's what I've told people I've counseled is, even if just to at least get it started, a refresh, schedule it.
Yeah.
It's not the most romantic thing in the world, but we get so busy where sometimes that's what it takes to get that kick started and going, is say, hey, this night, this is our night together.
Right.
No matter what's going on, no matter what the kids are doing, no matter what, this is what we've got going on. Make time for that.
Right.
And in the Bible, it talks about, I can't remember the address, but it talks about don't go a long time without being intimate with your spouse, unless it's for what did it say? Unless it's for fasting purposes.
Yeah.
But other than that, don't let that, because that gives the enemy a chance to get in your marriage,
Right.
So I don't understand a husband or a wife not wanting to be intimate physically and sexually with their spouse. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
That is one of the biggest parts of a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why a lot of Christians get married young. Hello, so we can have sex and guilt free. I mean, that's a big reason. We got married at 19. There's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? No, but but it is something that now you get to do and you're encouraged to do.
Yeah.
So why you wouldn't want to do one of the best parts of being in a marriage, I don't understand.
Right. And I think there's an underlining issue to that. But I mean, if you're not expressing it,
Yeah.
That's not communicating.
Right.
You're not, saying, well, the reason I don't want to do it is because of this.
Well, and I know that, certain people enjoy it more than other people.
Yeah.
So I get that. Like we all have a level of our sexual drive.
Right.
But for me, what makes me happy, not just in the bedroom, but what makes me generally happy is seeing you happy and you fulfilled. So even if I didn't want to as much as you, it would make me feel good to know that you're getting pleasure out of this, that you're getting happiness out of this. So even if that to me is not an excuse.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, well, I'm just not as sexually driven as you. Yeah, but it's not really about you. Mm-hmm. It's about your spouse. That's the whole point of a marriage anyway.
Right.
Is I want to fulfill you more than I do myself.
Yeah, and that's, compromise.
Yeah.
That's where, compromise can come in at. Not just with everything else. It also comes in with that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are sexually frustrated in their marriage because they don't want it to be a fight. So they just say, forget it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, I'm not saying all the time, a lot of times, because we're just built this way, is that's kind of the man side, is that men are more sexually driven than women. That's how nature is. Mm-hmm. I think many times the man gets so let down because, hey, let's play checkers. Oh no, I don't feel like it. Okay, cool. Next day, I don't feel like it. Okay, and it starts.
You see that with a lot of women.
Yeah, and it starts to build up, and now you're frustrated outside of just the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because you're going to work and now you're frustrated and you're wondering, well, is there something wrong with me? Like, what's going on? And it gets to the point where you don't even want to bother your wife because you're like, I really just don't want to get rejected again by someone I'm married to.
Yeah.
And that's such a
true.
sad place to be in a marriage. Is, I get it. No, by no means am I saying just women, just anytime your man wants it, you should be a slave.
Right.
No. But to go extended periods of time for no reason except for, I just don't feel like it, is nonsense.
Right.
Because it would not be okay for a man to go, I don't feel like working this week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be okay for a man to not provide or a man to just not be a husband. I don't feel like, being a dad today. No, of course not.
Right.
Again, it's about what your spouse needs and what your spouse wants more than what you want. So that is such a frustrating, and I'm talking dozens of men. This is something that they've talked to me about. Just like, it gets to the point where I just don't know what else to do. Mm-hmm. And it's so sad, because it is something that is very, very important. I didn't mean to hit that. It is something that is very, very important.
It is. And I see with a lot of women, they have, and the opposite of, men are so driven and, think about it constantly, and women are opposite.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, I have to, almost make myself, or, just find the time.
Yeah.
Because they just get so busy. But, and there are a lot of things to that. Like now, I guess you can say they're coming out now where like women's hormones are always off, or, something else, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
But it is important to communicate that and, talk to each other, but also have fun.
Yeah.
Like I know when we joke around and, when we go out on our date nights, that's some of the best times.
Yeah.
That's some of the best intimate moments. Or when we're just like sitting here joking around. Like that is more intimate than than me being, half naked, or, anyone for that matter. That just love and having fun and making memories is just a big part of it.
Yeah.
That's what should drive you.
Oh, yeah. And I know a lot of men, please don't think that you were getting off the hook, but I know a lot of men will talk about that and they're like, well, I'm getting rejected. I'm like, well, did you help around the house? Did you do anything for your wife?
Yeah.
No. Well, then, I mean, I don't know what you expect.
Right.
They just expect their wife. Okay. And then it's like, no, you have to do your part also. Mm-hmm. It isn't just a given in marriage, because again, it is more than just what happens behind those doors. It is everything in your life that funnels down to that moment. Mm-hmm. So if you're not doing your part, men, wake up, grow up. Okay. Grow up, be a good husband, treat your wife the way she should be treated. And you'd be amazed at how much easier it is.
Yeah.
When it comes to that time, oh man, then they love me and they're telling me I'm beautiful and they're helping me around the house and they're helping with the kids and they're a great husband. Man, it's crazy how that works. It's a real thing. Like be a good husband. How about that? There's a lot of jerks that go, oh, she just don't want. Yeah, because you're a lazy piece of crap.
Right.
Like, duh. Like, what are you, 12 years old? Like, grow up, dude. Like, and that's a big problem too. Is a bunch of men are just horrible husbands, and they come home and they expect their woman to just bow down their every want and need. It's not realistic, and stop it.
Yeah.
Like that's nonsense.
And
they give men a bad name.
And they take the Bible out of context.
Right. Well, you're supposed to just, I'm the head of this household.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to be a godly leader of your family. You're not doing your part, so don't expect her to do hers. So yeah, that's a huge problem too. And again, I think you said it right to begin with. It's just that lack of communication between both, because I think a lot of women let that crap go, and instead of communicating, hey, like I need your help around here. Like like you need to step up a little more, as well as. Man, speak up if that's something that is lacking in your marriage. Talk to your wife.
Yeah.
Don't yell at her. Don't dictate to her. Just talk to her.
Right. I know with us, like we spent, of course, like we've been dating since the 7th grade. So.
Since MTV played music videos.
Right.
You know
so it was like nothing really new to us, but we went through different phases where, we were separated and then we weren't, and then we were trying for Zeke, and we spent so many years playing checkers.
Yeah.
Like all the time,
Yeah.
to where we were like
Just
burnt
trying
out.
to have, it was the most like it.
It was
It's crazy.
ovulation
I
time.
never, I never thought it could get to a time to where I'm just like, no, like running away from you, just like leave me alone, please.
Literally.
Yeah, because it became a job. It became a chore because it was like,
Yes.
okay, I'm ovulating. Come on. And it's like, oh my gosh, okay, calm down. Like, hold up. Because I've definitely known a lot of men that fell into that. It's like, it's time to try to have a kid.
Yeah, and they run.
Yeah. Well, and it gets,
Or they get so tired.
yeah, they get so not even tired. There's so much because all the pressure.
Yeah.
100. I will fight somebody over this. 100% of the pressure when it comes to playing checkers is on the man.
Yeah.
That is just a fact. Y'all come ready to go. A man doesn't. It's all on a man to perform.
So when it's
I won't go any
every
deeper
day-
into it.
right,
So when it's like
all the time,
when it's no lead up, when it's no anything, and it's like, okay, let's go. It's like, oh God, now it's like so much pressure's on me, and so it makes it very difficult for a man to do his duty when it's like a job. When it's not even fun; it's stressful.
we just need a baby.
right. And that's where it gets to. It's just like,
Oh, if you've ever gone through that,
they know exactly.
They know,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, oh my gosh, and that's what happens. We were trying, even though I'm not complaining, but it got to the point to where it became so stressful, and then it wasn't happening until we
Right.
finally said, you know what, let's just relax and let it happen.
Yeah, and it was like when we're having fun.
Yeah.
Like
And
we
it
can
was
almost
instant.
pinpoint it.
Yes.
To the night.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was like one of the first nights where we're just like, you know what, let's relax, let's just hang out.
Yes.
And it was like we got pregnant so fast. And I'm not saying that's the answer to get pregnant. We've got
Right.
friends that are struggling, to get pregnant, but I think we put so much stress on ourselves that it doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
All that stress doesn't help, so it's like just relax and enjoy each other's company. That's something I tell young married couples also that are trying to have a kid is like, it'll happen. You may just be someone who can't have kids and you can always adopt, but enjoy each other. That's
Right.
something that we missed out on.
Yeah.
Is that we've never been married without kids.
Right.
We did everything backwards. Usually you graduate, you get married, you have kids. We had a kid, graduated, got married.
Right.
So we did everything kind of backwards. So we've never just been married and
Right.
had time with each other. It's always been kids.
Mm-hmm.
Always. So enjoy that time. That's what we tell Tyler and Lip. Like, enjoy your time together. Because once you get kids in there, that time gets shorter. And then you add more kids, it gets shorter.
Yeah.
Then as they get into school, it gets shorter.
And then you're like, oh, I didn't even talk to you today.
Right. Yeah. Or it's like, hey,
I miss you.
yeah, it's like you finally sit down and it's like, hey, do you want to? And it's like, oh, I'm kind of tired. It's like, yeah, me too. Okay, let's go to bed. So it really enjoy each other and have fun with one another. And I mean, for the love of God, like dress up, like do stuff fun. Like,
Are you done?
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, but have some fun together. It is okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
To laugh.
Yes. I mean, we really have just made it to where it's this thing. Don't talk about it.
Right.
Don't talk about it. And
Especially Christians.
yes. And finally, I did a sermon on it. And finally, our group of friends, we're all married couples. Finally, our group of friends started opening up and having more conversations about it, just openly, just even talking about it. Like it was something that was never brought up.
Yeah.
Never ever brought up. And it's like it's okay to talk about it and to
Right.
have conversations about about relationships, because you got married couples that have been married. We've been married 18 years, and Tyler and Liv have been married 3 years, and Richard and them's been married 15. Yeah. There's a big gap, so there's a lot of things that we can talk to each other about, and without going into great detail with one another. Like we don't want that. We don't want Richard talking about what goes on. Come on, now, but to be able to talk and communicate and say, hey, it's okay. Like there's a reason. We all have kids. We
Right.
know where they came from. Like,
Right.
It's okay to talk about it, especially when it comes to, hey, what does the Bible say about it?
Exactly.
What is some good biblical counsel on what we should be doing, or, how we can fix this or whatever. But just people are so uptight about it.
I know. And I think a big change in our relationship after we had Zeke was just getting back into the actual swing of things.
Yeah.
Like when we actually
No
communicate.
innuendo there. No swing of things. No, that's not what.
Yeah.
That was bad
Let's edit
wording.
that out.
That was bad wording right there. Okay, that is not what is happening
when
here.
we got-
Everybody, let's
when
calm
we got
down
back to playing checkers regularly.
with one another. No.
No.
Let's just make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. I do. I'm just making sure everybody else understands.
But it was a big like communication to where we were like because I mean, we just had our second kid, we were busy. So it was just like, hey, like some of the things that I like, some of the things you like, and then don't like, or, just try this, or, just that communication, I think really just kept
growing.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because even when you get older, let's be real, like it's not, you have to switch things up.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm not saying that in a, in
a bad way.
Yeah, in a bad way, but, keep it lively.
Yeah, you got to spice it up.
Right.
You have to. Like, everybody who's been married longer than 5 seconds knows that. Because,
right.
It's like, okay, it's just kind of, we've been married 10 years now.
Yeah.
So it's like,
especially where I see these people that have been married. I've seen couples married 20 years.
Yeah.
And that divorce.
Yes.
Because
as soon as their kids graduate.
Yeah. Because they're just like, it's boring. I'm losing, which that can go into detail about, I'm losing the feeling of love.
Yeah.
Like, we could go a whole nother thing on that, but we won't. But it's like, no, you're just not communicating on what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
Let's try this. Let's keep this alive.
Yes. And it's out of fear that you're gonna embarrass yourself in front of your spouse, which is crazy. It's crazy to me.
Especially when you've been married for so long.
Yeah, it's like we should be able to say, hey, let's try this. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's check this out. Hey, let's do, like, that is what keeps it lively. And as long as I remember I had this conversation with, I don't know if I want to say, I'm going to say his name, with Charlie Patterson.
Oh,
when I was
he married us.
It was,
so.
Yeah. Well, it was, I may have been 14, 15 years old, where I'm like, hey, I've got a question about when I get married.
Yeah.
Is this okay in marriage? And he just simply said, it is between you and your wife. That is between you and your wife.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a big eye-opening thing. It's like, in between that, if it's you and your wife, that's y'all. That's y'all saying whatever y'all.
Right.
That's between y'all.
And you went to a good mentor, because a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
They have, someone, someone they don't trust, or someone off the street, or, someone, if you don't have a true friend that you don't trust, they could tell you who knows what.
And that's what we do. We learn it on the internet from people who don't know any more than we do.
Right.
And we're asking them, instead of good, godly wisdom, on, hey, in a marriage covenant, what is permitted between a man and a wife? Well, that's between the man and the wife.
Right.
Nobody else, just the man and the wife. Oh, okay, cool. And that kind of opened my eyes that day, where I'm just like, because that was something where me and you weren't married yet, but we were playing checkers. So I was thinking about marriage. I was thinking about, even though you always say, we were young, we didn't really know if we were going to get married, but I always had that feeling like we were. Whether I acted on it all the time, that's questionable.
What's a good question to ask for any teenager?
Right.
So they know.
Yeah.
Because, if you're studying the Bible or reading the Bible, and, you're reading about all this, some of it kind of doesn't explain it, but it kind of does. And you're a teenager and you don't get it. So it's like, what's okay and what's not?
Yeah. Because it's not regularly talked about.
Right. Like we tell our kids, don't Google anything. Come to us.
Yeah, we had to tell Lee that. We are your Google.
Right.
If you've got a question about that, come to us, because we are. If you want to know, all right. If you're asking, we're going to tell you. Like,
we're very real people.
Yes. So we're going to open up to you, because if you don't know, and everybody gets to that age where they're wondering, they're starting to kind of, well, what's going on? They're going through puberty. They're getting these feelings. They're starting to wonder. And instead of being okay with opening up and saying, hey, mom and dad, I'm starting to wonder about this stuff, what happens is they feel ashamed, and then they have to go and look somewhere else. They ask their friends. They go on the internet. They go on their phone. They go, and they get all the wrong information from the world
instead of getting good counsel from someone that loves them
Yep.
and someone that says, okay, let's sit down and let's talk about it. And let's talk about what's permitted, what is in between a man and a wife, and what can't leave that union, So, and that was cool because that was the first time somebody actually said no. It kind of opened my eyes to, oh, cool. So it's between a man and a wife. It's between a man and a wife. Like, okay, cool. So that's kind of a safe place to say, hey, it's me and you.
Right.
Like, let's see what we both like. Like
Right.
that's, and people are so scared to do that.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
get bored and they get, oh man. And that's when they start
He
looking
could have
elsewhere.
easily been like, go ask your mom.
Right. Or even, no, you shouldn't be. Just don't do it till you're married.
Scolding you, yeah.
Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Like
Exactly.
that's not. And what that would have done is made me go, okay, cool. I can't trust him in asking him
Yeah.
that question. I've got to go figure it out somewhere else.
Right.
Instead of going, oh, cool. And we had a full on conversation,
Yeah.
about, because I was just curious. I was just like, so what is okay between a man and a wife? Like what is, and we just had a great conversation, and it was awesome because it was the first time somebody was just real with me.
Yeah.
That's
how it should be.
Yeah. I bet I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
And finally somebody, because again, Dad was overseas. I didn't feel comfortable talking to Mom about it.
Yeah.
It was don't do it till you're married. Don't do it till you're married. That was it. That was the so after we'd already done that, now it's like, well, now what?
Yeah.
I've already, that's all the information I ever got. So now what? Well, done broke that one rule. So it was such a confusing, scary time because I'd never been taught anything.
Right.
Never really, hey, here's what should be between a man and a wife.
I wasn't either. I was just no knowledge at all.
Yeah. And it's just, and it's tough being a teenager and getting to that point and not having somebody you can turn to and say, hey, like I'm struggling with this,
Right.
or I'm curious about what this is,
Right.
because
Well, I take that back. It wasn't no knowledge. It was school knowledge, which
Right.
was even worse.
Oh,
Kids on
yeah.
the bus.
yeah, it's other kids that don't know anything.
And older girls already talking about it or
Yeah.
telling you, what it's like or what to do or stuff like that. And yeah, not great counsel.
Yeah.
Counseling.
Yeah. And it's a hard thing, especially for parents, to trust even a church to talk about, like even a youth group like that. So it is a hard thing to talk about because it's like, where's the line between, youth pastor and parents?
Yeah.
But I think that needs to be a joint effort in it with the parents and the church that your kid may
Yeah.
be going to. Like, let's make sure that we're giving these kids good information without crossing a line, but also making sure there's open dialogue for these teenagers to be able to say, hey, I'm struggling, or hey, what can we take you in the Bible to help you with this? Because I had youth like, so why do I have to wait till marriage?
Yes.
Well, here's why. Let's go to the Bible. Let's talk about it. A lot of places, because
right.
you just don't do it.
Don't do
That's
it.
not
Don't
helping.
think about it.
Yeah, that's not right. So that's not helping anybody. So
Don't even look at that girl
Oh my
sitting
gosh.
there.
it's crazy.
You're not allowed to date till you're 25.
You're not allowed to date till you're married. It's like, what?
You're not allowed to date till you're out of seminary school.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So we hide it.
Right.
And we hide those feelings. We hide the things we're struggling with. We hide the wants that we have. And then we get into marriages and we've done it forever. So let's continue to hide what we want, what we like, what we don't like. So that's where,
Yeah.
marriages start to struggle, especially in Christian marriages, because we don't talk about it.
Right. Playing checkers.
Plain old checkers. Just yay.
Playing.
And then years go by and it's like, this is boring.
Yeah. We see that a lot.
Yeah. And it's like, well, yeah, you've got to hang out together, laugh together, like
Right.
joke around, wrestle around, like be crazy together, do stupid stuff together. And then in the bedroom, be crazy together,
Right.
you know, like
Wrestle around.
right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You see, I swear, I can't have you on here. My
This is gonna be
goodness.
the most popular.
It really, yeah. Everybody be like, "Oh my gosh, I need to talk about that more often." Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, it's like, when we always get, laughed at because we're always like, babe, or I miss you, or
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you. Or, now that we live in Alabama and you go to Missouri to preach and you come back, it's like, I have that urge
Yeah.
that I just miss you. When we were talking about, we were on speakerphone and Zeke was listening and I was just like, I can't wait to smell you. And he's like, what?
It was so funny. It was like on his phone.
I shouldn't be put on speakerphone.
He was on his phone and he just like, you said that, he like looks over, he goes, what?
Our poor kids.
That's how Leah is. She's like, oh my God,
She's
I'm
like,
going to
"Please
bed.
stop."
Yeah. Yeah. But we are, I want to say very open, especially with our kids, not open, like just telling them what's going on, but like
Yeah.
we, especially with Lee, as she, she's 19, we are very open with our intimacy with one another.
Oh yeah. Well,
know-
sometimes some of that stuff like being goofy or laughing or, just kind of playing around, wrestling around. Some of that stuff shows them that this is a healthy relationship.
Yes.
This is how your relationship, should
Yes.
eventually be.
Like they
In a marriage.
really enjoy being around each other.
Yeah.
Like it gets to the point where like Zeke and Zay get in between us and like push us,
Yeah.
stop it. Like, well, we were like kissing in line or something at her school, and she's like, "Y'all can't make out at my school," because that's exactly what it does. It shows them like, "Oh man, my parents really enjoy being around each other."
Right.
It's not this, "Oh, mom's over there, dad's over there. They don't really interact with each
Right.
other." It's like we're constantly trying to be near each other, trying
Yeah.
to be around each other, and that comes from. I told Pastor this the other day. It comes from you being my best friend.
Yeah. That's
It's
so
been that
true.
way for a long time.
Yeah.
Where-
That's good though.
It is so much more than just we're married and we have kids. This is something to where even when we were split up, we were such good friends to the point of people that we dated outside of one another would get jealous and would be like, y'all are always talking or always around each other, because we were just always really good friends,
Yeah.
and that is what it is I genuinely, whether married or not, would want to be close to you.
Yeah.
It's because I care more than just we're married, more than just
If you put us in the same
you're the-
room, we'll make a baby somehow.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. That's so true. That's very true. Speaking of Zeke,
Don't put
Zeke,
him
y'all
on
come
this
in here.
episode.
So we're gonna have. I know our kids were talking earlier and said, "Hey, can we come on?" Like, first of all, y'all need to go to your room for this episode.
Yes.
But then you can come in here at the end and talk a little bit. So I'm gonna let Zeke, and I think Zay is coming. Yeah, Zay is coming in too. We don't have Lee, but we've got Zeke and Zay coming in. So what's up, Zeke? No, I don't have any headphones for you, so you're just gonna have to speak into the microphone.
Hi.
What's up, buddy? Hey, how about those Celtics?
We're making it to the final.
That's right, in the finals, baby. What's up, Zay, babe?
Hi,
I love you.
love you.
What are you in there doing?
Watching your mom's phone.
I'm
We're
playing,
watching-
I'm playing my team on NBA 2K, and like I've never played my team on
Yeah.
2K, and somehow I have like really good players.
Oh, very nice.
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know how. Like they just ended up there.
Okay. So let's talk about Zeke's girlfriend.
I don't have one.
Huh?
I don't have one.
He does, and I know.
Wait, he does?
I don't. You have a boyfriend.
Hold up. No, time
Yes,
out.
you
Don't
do.
try to hold up.
Yes,
Don't
you
try
do.
to don't try.
Yes, you do.
Who's
Carter.
hold up.
No.
Who's his girlfriend? Time out. Who's that?
I don't have one.
It's my friend's sister.
I don't have one.
No.
Then you have a boyfriend.
Connor.
And it's my friend.
Connor.
Wait,
No,
who?
not Connor. Carter.
Carter. That's
Yeah.
right.
He's just my friend.
Carter.
You what?
Okay, then you have a girlfriend.
Oh, that's funny. So what do y'all think about when me and mommy's kissing? Y'all are always trying to.
I don't
We're
care.
always trying to like get in the in between them.
No, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. I don't even care.
Whatever. You're always like, ew.
I just keep watching my phone.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, I sure do love y'all.
Love you.
Love you more. Y'all enjoy having Journey in Haven here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Y'all been having some fun. We're going to have Crumble Cookie Friday.
What's today? Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we sure
What'd y'all
do.
talk about on this
Don't
episode?
worry about it.
What'd y'all talk about?
Don't worry about it.
What'd y'all talk about? Tell me. Tell me just a little sneak peek.
Just a little thing. No. We just love y'all so much.
Thanks.
Why'd you call us in here?
To be on here for a second.
I want to be on here next episode. Like,
Yeah, same.
yeah.
Gotta get me on there.
What do y'all want to talk about on the next
I don't know
episode?
how Jesus makes plan. Wait, no, we should talk about games. Like, you know how y'all talked about movie time and
Yeah.
like y'all talked about movies.
Want to have a video game episode?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can talk about Roblox.
Zaylee,
All right. Well, I sure do love y'all so much.
love you.
Get mom back over here.
Bye.
Bye. My name is Zeke Simmons.
Oh, that's funny. Well, babe, what else do you have on your heart, on your mind?
These kids better not listen to this episode.
Yeah, I know that. I'm telling them this one's off limits for them. So the real question is, are we playing checkers later or what?
Hey, listeners, we just want to thank you for your continued support for the Almost Brothers podcast. Do us a favor and go to your favorite platform and rate us and like us and share with everyone that you know. Thank you so much. Love you.